Hey guys, today is a bit of a sad day for me. My boy, my dog King, died last night. Unexpectedly, very sudden. I went up to the road, run some errands, then go to the gym, and then my kids called me and told me what was up. I came home to verify. We still haven't taken his body, so yeah, I'm a little off. So I do apologize. It's my first real loss. I've never lost anybody to death before. It's the very first time. So it hit me pretty hard last night. And I'm trying to grieve the best way that makes sense that I know. I hear a lot of stories with people going off the deep end, and me being a personal trainer and health nut, I'm trying to get ahead of that. So I just want to focus on work. And I'm a little behind on the videos. One of my videos, there was no sound because the microphone just went off. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me on the phone right here. If I need to bring it closer, I will. So rest in peace, King. It's my boy. Didn't show him a lot of love, I guess, outright, but I gotta work on that. That's my boy. All right. So let's get to it. Trapped by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Josh Hartnett. Out the gate, you can just give you my first impressions and rating. So, all right, I actually enjoyed it. I think I actually enjoyed it. I give it a 7 out of 10 for M. Night. It was better than I had thought based off of what other reviews were saying. I was going in and expecting a great first half, which it was, and then I was going in expecting a bad second half, but I have a different opinion on that. So let's give you the synopsis. So a father and a teenage daughter attends a pop concert where they realize they're at the center of a dark, twisted event. So basically, Josh Hartnett is playing a known serial killer named The Butcher, and the police get wind, FBI police get wind that he will be at this concert with his daughter, and they set a trap for him. So that's basically what the trailer says. The movie is directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan, and it's a hit and miss with him. I don't even think it's a coin toss, it's a hit and miss. I want to get to him first before I get into everything else. So with M. Night, his stuff is generally creepy. I'm not a big horror fan at all. But when he's in his bag, he's best in his bag when he's writing. When he writes and he doesn't direct, he's golden. Like, he's created Evil, he's created other shows. I forgot, other movies. It's not called The Surrogate. I forgot what it's called. He did one about the baby. He does very good when he writes. He's at his best. Sixth Sense, I think, really took him in a different direction. I think if the twist at the end of Sixth Sense wasn't so amazing and people talked about it so much, it was just, it was great. I think maybe he would scale back. I think after the twist with Sixth Sense, he just got hooked with these twists, and they don't always pan out right. What he may consider a twist, we as the audience don't see, don't consider a twist. You know what I'm saying? So I think The Village was a decent twist. I think it was a decent one, but it wasn't like a wow factor. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Technically, they did mention this, that, in the third, and the timing. So, okay. But when he writes, he's good. I think this, because there was no big grandiose twist at the end, he did a much better job. I hated Avatar. I hate what he did. I hate what he changed. But with this, he did excellent. I think he did a very, very good job. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, Josh Hartnett. So part of the reason why I wanted to really watch this was Josh Hartnett. I enjoy Josh Hartnett. That's my boy. I know him from back in the day. I know him from Penny Dreadful. coming back into the mainstream with Penny Dreadful. Josh has always been good. I've always seen him as a young Tommy Lee Jones. He looks similar to Tommy Lee Jones to me, especially back in the day. So I really wanted to see where his range was. I've always thought that he had it, but he was never able to tap into it, and I didn't watch a lot of his independent stuff that he did while he was away from Hollywood. I've seen a couple of things. I can't remember the name of them, but all in all, I've always thought he was a fascinating actor. So back in the mainstream in his starring role, the movie is on his shoulders, and he does a very good job. Not only does he carry the movie, he lifts it up, in my opinion. I love his acting skills. I love the fact that his eyes, I tell everybody, when it comes to acting, you have to show it in the eyes. You can't just have all these, facial expressions. Your eyes have to tell the tale. It has to tell me the emotion. And in this, he is a psychopath. He just had dead eyes to me. I don't know if it was contacts or what, but his eyes just looked dead. Whenever he had the facial expressions, his eyes were dead. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, Z, doesn't that mean he can't act? It's like, no, he's doing what he's supposed to do, because I've seen him in other things where his eyes, he can transform his eyes to do all these different emotions in other movies. So I know he's capable of doing it, but this, to just look dead in the eyes while he's expressing everything else with his face and trying to, like a, sociopath or whatever terminology is, he does it very, very well. And watching his character try to figure out, I'm going to try not to spoil it, try to figure out how to get out of the trap is amazing. Well, that, I won't say amazing. It's good. It's good, because I felt like it should be more, I felt like the tension, if anything, there should have been tension. So when I watched Rebel Moon and then I go to watching this, I said, okay, this needed tension. This needed to be a little bit more of a thriller and a tension, and I think the movie would have done a lot better. I would have definitely gave it an 8 or a 9 if the tension that was in Rebel Ridge was in this. So I think that's what was missing was the tension of him trying to get out of the trap. You know what I'm saying? And I know M. Night mentioned in the article that he wanted us as the audience to basically be the killer in this, and I didn't really see that. I never felt that at all. I still felt like I was just watching a serial killer trying to get out of a situation. You know what I'm saying? And isn't most mystery shows technically about that? The good ones, they show you the lead up to the murder, how the killer got away, and all that type of stuff, and then we solve the case on the detective perspective. There's many mystery shows that do that. So I don't know. The first half is as expected. He carried the film. It is very good. The second half, M. Night put his daughter in it. It's cool. She did her thing. Her acting skills wasn't there, but she's a newcomer. You know what I'm saying? And it's fine. She's a newcomer. She's, it is what it is. People have to get their experience, and somehow they got to get in the trenches. And this is it. And I'd rather her do it with her father than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I would want to do that for my daughter, honestly. So, the second half of the film, while I enjoyed it, and I can see why people don't. You got other actors coming into it. I enjoyed it because now we get to see the killer, the butcher, Josh Hartnett, in a unfamiliar environment, basically uncontrolled environment. I think in the first half, he pretty much had a decent amount of control. He was very confident. In the second half, not so much. And you'll see why. And I thought that was very cool. I liked that perspective. I liked how he was just trying his utmost to protect. You know what I'm saying? What was his, what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. I try not to get into too much, spoilers there. I like the cameo from Kid Cudi. I think Allison Peel, who plays Rachel, Josh Hartnett's wife, I thought she did a very, very good job. Very convincing individual. Haley Mills, Dr. Grant, I thought the point of her should have been played up more. I thought she should have had more of a role in it. A little bit, just a little bit more, maybe like a nudge more. I felt like it. I don't know. I see what M. Night was trying to do as far as have us be the killer's eyes, but I felt like we should have had a protagonist that made it believable. I think he nudged on it a little bit here and there, that she's a profiler that can get into the head of the killer trying to catch him and lay this trap. But I felt like he should have done more to make her more convincing. I wanted to see how in tune she was in his head, and we really didn't get to see it until the very, very, very end. So if we're not going to ruin it, because he doesn't do that anyway. What I was about to say, I don't want to have no spoilers. But that's it on Trap. Trying not to spoil it too much. If you want a discussion on spoilers, we can talk about it. Let me know. Comment below. Subscribe. And rest in peace, King.